Dear Libromancers, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I thought you were garbage. And that was unfair. You only had your first wave from Dimension Force, and I didn't think it was great. Or actually from Battle of Chaos. And I didn't think it was great. And I still I don't know what to say. I think it's taken the whole community as a whole to really find their way into this archetype and really figure out where its home is best. I've seen multiple different builds. I still don't feel like the deck is 100% solved, but what I can say is I've seen enough people be relatively successful at a YCS, somebody performing really well, at regionals performing really well, somebody got made top 16 at I think Dutch Nationals or one of the nationals that happened in a European country over the last couple weeks. Like, I've seen enough to just say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was borderline about to put this archetype in the same category as Warrock, but maybe a little higher, and that wasn't fair. I jumped the gun. And what's funny is, like, from the first couple cards, like, I thought Geek Boy was pretty good, right? Geek Boy seems like a pretty good card. Agent is okay, but it's a level 6, so it works well with the Ritual. Speaking of which, the Ritual, just getting you a trap is already like solid enough, especially since the trap is an Omni Negate. You have first appearance. This card's actually really good. It's an add-on on activation, and it lets you Ritual Summon. Intervention's just an Omni Negate that gets you follow-up, so you gotta love that. And then when we got the second wave, I was like, okay, here's the second wave. This is their chance to really jump on it, really take Libromancer to the next level, and the only good card we got from this was Libromancer Fire. That being said, Libromancer Fire is fire. He is extremely good in the archetype. He kind of gets everything snowballed because if you can summon him with a Ritual, then that means he can grab Geek Boy. And if you summoned him, it means you still have Geek Boy or a Ritual enhanced. Then you summon Geek Boy. Geek Boy gets you a spell. Spell gets you another monster. The spell is your Ritual card, so that you just really pop off. And not only does the deck get that the counter trap, but also gets you a ton of material on field as well. And it really is a pretty powerful engine. And I think one of the biggest things that I kind of, to my credit, did point out, even on release, was how much generic cards can apply to this archetype. Whether it's stuff like Emergency Teleport, just summoning Geek Boy out of the deck, and that kind of steamrolls the engine and gets things going. Whether it's Magician Souls and Illusion of Chaos. One, Illusion of Chaos being a Ritual to help facilitate consistency in the deck and allow you to use Fire and Geek Boy's effects in hand, as well as Agent. But then being able to go for a Magician Souls play to draw a bunch of cards, because you do have really easy access to just free cards to send from the field. So able to draw, able to get extra material, just able to pop off and increase consistency at the same time seems pretty good to me. And of course, stuff like Preparation of Rites, like, it's still pretty solid. And so just all in all, like, it's been better than I thought. I rated it, I think at first almost as a either like low C tier on my new archetypes ranking list, and then ended up moving it up to like high C tier. I don't think I ever put it in B tier. I'm here to say I think it's certifiably B tier. I don't think I've ever had it in B tier, but I think I would move it up the next time I adjust the new archetype tier list. That will definitely be a thing that happens. I think the archetype's in a pretty good place. I do still think it needs more help, but I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. We've seen mutants and all these other ones, even months and months and months in multiple sets after their initial release, get one or two more new cards, right? And I don't think this deck is really far away because it seems so splashable with a lot of other like engines and stuff. I do think we could potentially see something like, I don't know, maybe exactly what the deck needs, another Ritual monster that's like actually powerful. Doombroker's fine, but it's not great. It's just fine and nothing more. I do think if they actually got a legitimate powerful boss monster, then we kind of go to the next level in the archetype as far as, payoff. Because it does feel like the boards are solid, but not great. The recovery seems pretty decent, but like as far as like a true direction on the recovery to like immediately go into a play, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's already there. Sometimes it just feels like you have a lot of material, but you kind of just have to make generic stuff like access code and try to kill your opponent. which we all know like can obviously get it done in a lot of situations, but not every time. Sometimes you need like a real legit play line to go for. But when you just play the one intervention, because you don't want to brick on too many like trap cards in the deck, you don't have another card to set off that. So if you don't kill, you could be in trouble. So yeah, I'd love to see a new powerful ritual boss monster for them. I really hope they get it. The fact that their ritual field spell is not once per turn is just insane. So as long as you can just get them to hand, summon Doombroker, get the Omni Negate trap with the follow-up, and then ritual summon out the other one, and then the other one could be an interruption. You just have like twice as much interruption, and depending on what kind of effects they want to give it, obviously the world is their oyster at that point. But yeah, just the basis of this video is, I'm sorry. I've talked about this deck. I've talked about it and kind of just talked it down, and I was wrong. And I'm down to admit that, and that's pretty much where I'm leaving it. So if you're a Libromancer fan, let me know in the comment section down below, like, what do you love about the deck? What do you want to see with the deck? I think the deck's really interesting. It's kind of tough because you have to play like Magician Souls, Illusion of Chaos, probably the Adventure Engine, and some other stuff to make it playable, and it's that stuff gets more expensive. The Libromancer stuff isn't that bad. The other stuff is where it gets like really expensive. So, it is what it is. But let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Libromancer. I'm happy for the deck. I'm happy because I'm counting it, even if it's just rogue, and to me that makes it a successful archetype. So, great. I'm gonna put it in the books as a good TCG exclusive archetype. There you go. Keep it up, Konami.